asks me, why would you leave Toronto for Edmonton? Well, I've got some real unfiltered reasons. And trust me, they are not what you think. And it's not just about money. Let's talk about it. My name is Anastasia, I'm from Ukraine. I moved from Ukraine to Canada in April 2022 because of the war in my country. My first city in Canada was Toronto. To be honest, Toronto was the only city in Canada I know. I lived in Toronto for 6 months, so I have kind of a bit of experience. I moved to Edmonton in October of 2022 and I live here since that time. I will compare these two cities based on my personal experience. Cost of living. Toronto is much more expensive: rent, food, transportation. In Edmonton, life is more affordable and you can save money. Job opportunities. To be honest with you, Edmonton has more job opportunities. In Toronto, competition is higher and it's really harder to find a stable job. My favorite, permanent residency. I'm in Canada for almost 3 years and I didn't get PR yet, but Edmonton makes it easier to get PR compared to Toronto. In Toronto, the process is longer and it's more complicated. Transportation and driving. Guys, I didn't get my driving license in Toronto. It's kind of a long story. Maybe I'll tell you one day, but not in this video. But getting a driving license in Toronto is just very difficult and it takes a long time. I've got my driving license in Edmonton and it was easier and faster. Cleanliness and homelessness. Toronto is cleaner city overall, yeah. And fewer homeless people in Toronto comparing to Edmonton. Yeah, it's really dirty here in downtown. Entertainment and lifestyle. Toronto literally has more things to do. Restaurants, nightlife, events. Edmonton is quieter and it's fewer places to go out, but it has West Edmonton Mall and I think most of Edmontonians chill there, especially in winter time because it's really cold here. Beauty and scenery. Toronto has a CN Tower. Yes, and Toronto looks more beautiful with its skyline and waterfront. Edmonton has a ship in West Edmonton Mall, which I like the most. I like West Edmonton Mall. It's the best thing that Edmonton has, to be honest. But it's not as impressive as Toronto, if that makes sense. Weather. So, sometimes it's good weather in Edmonton. Actually, in summer it was pretty warm, but in winter sometimes we have like -20, -30, -40. Toronto never has this weather. In Toronto it's like 2 graduses, 10 graduses, maximum -13, but it's never as cold as Edmonton. And the air in Edmonton is very dry. Toronto is much more humid. And the weather in Toronto is better, as I think. It's my opinion. So after living in both cities, I can say they each have their pros and cons. Edmonton is more affordable and it has more job opportunities, if that makes sense. For example, I have a good job, much better job than I have in Toronto. And it's also easier to get PR. In Toronto, sometimes you can wait for PR for 10 years. But everyone's situation is different, right? What do you think? Would you rather live in Toronto or Edmonton? Let me know in comments and follow my channel. See you in the next video.